Yes. Is this 1-800 I don't want to teach anymore hotline? Yes, I'll hold.
Wouldn't it be great if we had a hotline as teachers when we were feeling down, depressed, and just overall needing help? Wouldn't it be great? Hi everyone, it's me, Earline, and welcome to my channel. I love talking about classroom management. I have my bachelor's in early childhood education and I have my master's in special education. So, so my mission is to help teachers all over to create a loving, positive, and caring environment for their students. So in today's video, we're discussing self-care because if we can't take care of ourselves, then how are we going to take care of our littles? We've got to be able to put ourselves first. Self-care is something as teachers we always put on the back burner. We always put others first, right? We never put ourselves first. So that has got to stop. Yes, we've got to stop doing that. Well, what are some things that will help us put self-care first? Well, two things that are very, very important is adequate rest, right? And a healthy diet. Now, we tend to already know these things, but how often do we put them way, way, way behind? We don't put those things first. And we've got to stop doing that. We've got to put going to bed ahead of everything else. No matter how much work we've got to do, look, that work is going to be there whether you go to bed or not. The work will be there and it will get done. I know I used to say, oh, I've got to get this done at the school. I would stay there for hours and hours and hours, even into the night sometimes. And that's just not the way it should be. That's not getting adequate rest. That's not putting myself first. And in order to help the littles, I've got to put me first. I've got to take care of me. So going to bed, being intentional about it. I'm going to go to bed no later than 10 o'clock. Setting an alarm and doing it makes a big difference. All right, what's the next thing that we need to do? Oh, yeah. We need to make sure we're eating from the rainbow. I'm not talking about Skittles. We need to make sure that our diet is balanced and healthy, right? If we just think about it, make sure that I'm trying to implement a vegetable or fruit from the rainbow every day. And the next thing that's really important for our diet is to make sure we're getting enough liquids, right? Not Coke, but water. Can't get enough water. Water helps us, helps replenish us. And so the next thing that we've got to figure out in order to have adequate self-care as teachers, we've got to figure out what can we do to unwind, because we're in this pandemic and the pandemic definitely tells us, look, all the stress, all of the hybrid schedules and the back and forth of all of that, how are we going to just release it all and sit back and take care of us so that we can be ready to take care of our littles? We know that it's not going to be something that costs a lot of money and that costs us a lot of time. I don't have either one of those. I don't have a lot of money and I don't have a lot of time. So whatever it is that I implement for my self-care has got to fit the bill on that. I think about some of the things that I like to do. And here's one of them. Doesn't cost a lot of money. I've had this plant for a long, long time, since it was a little baby. Right? And so I really, really enjoy taking care of it. I give it a little spritz every now and then, and it's good to go. And just watching it grow makes me feel better, kind of makes me feel mellow, you know? That's something I enjoy. And so I've got to be very intentional about turning my mind off and taking a look at my plant. What are some other things that might help me with my self-care? It's got to be things that I enjoy doing, right? Oh, I know. Here are some of my favorite albums. I'm into vinyl. So I like the Barbra Streisand and Linda Ronstadt, A Taste of Honey, the Supremes, and a little bit of banjo. Where's my Loretta Lynn? Anybody seen my Loretta Lynn? Loretta what? Oh, never mind. I'll do that later. I know she's in there. So I enjoy listening to music. Music helps me take care of myself. It helps me to feel like I have control over my life. It helps me to relax. Makes me feel like, okay, I'm doing something that I like. I can handle this. I got it. Sometimes I worry about getting everything done, right? We all feel that way. We all feel like I've got to do this and this and this and this and this. How do I fit it all together? Here's something that I like to do. It's my things to remember journal, right? And it helps me to track, list, and plan. So it's a journal that I use, and look, inside it has a calendar. You can make a bullet journal out of it. It has several pages where you can just kind of make it your own. And when I have these things written down, like what I need to do first, what I need to do next, then it makes me feel a little bit more like I'm in control of things. And I'm taking care of myself. We as teachers have always needed self-care, right? We've always, even before the pandemic, we need to take care of ourselves, but we tend not to do this. We tend to put ourselves on the back burner. And that's just something that we can't continue to do. When we get on an airplane for a flight, what is the first thing as far as safety concerns go? What do they tell us? Yeah, put the mask on yourself and then on your child or your husband or whoever else you would try to help. So in order to help others, in order for us as teachers to help our students, we've got to take care of us first. We've got to help ourselves first. And so that's why I think this self-care video is so important. What are some things that you do to take care of yourself? What are some things that you like to do that makes a difference, that helps you feel like, okay, I can go on for one more day? Drop a comment below in the bottom bar. Anything, no matter how small, that makes you feel good about you, then do it. That's what we've got to do during this pandemic. We've got to find ways to implement self-care. All right, that's all I have for today, guys. Thank you so much for the privilege of your time. And remember, oh, wait a minute, before I say that. If there is something that you saw in today's video that all of these things are things you already know, right? but it helps to have someone reiterate it or say it again so that we can become intentional about taking care of ourselves, so that we can become more adamant about self-care. So if you saw something in today's video that you like, then hit the like button. And if you want to find out more about my next video on self-care, it's coming up very soon, then hit the notification bell so you'll know when I upload. Thank you so much for the privilege of your time. And remember, you can create a positive and caring environment. Just show some love. Take care. And another thing that I think is so important for us is to do little simple things that we like to do. Now,
for me, I also like putting on a little makeup, right? Putting on makeup, putting on my earrings, and doing my hair.
Rather than just slipping around, not wearing anything, and just kind of vegging out.